You ever had someone look at you and tell you you can't do it? Maybe they laughed, maybe they shook their head, maybe they gave you that look that says, you ain't got it in you. I know that feeling. Oh, I know it well. They told me I couldn't, I proved them wrong. See, the thing about doubt, it's powerful. Words can lift you up and they can tear you down. And when people doubt you, you got two choices. You can believe them or you can believe in yourself. I chose me. But don't get me wrong, it wasn't easy. They don't just doubt you once. They doubt you at the start, they doubt you in the middle, they doubt you when you fail, and when you start winning, some of them still won't believe. But that ain't your job to worry about them. Your job is to work. Your job is to grind. You see, people love to put limits on others. They'll say, you can't do that. You're not smart enough. You don't have the talent. You don't have the background. They'll try to box you in, lock you down, tell you to stay in your lane. But let me tell you something. Those people, they don't know the size of the fight in you. Because talent, that's a gift. Hard work, that's a choice. And discipline, that's the difference between the dreamers and the doers. I wasn't the most talented, I wasn't the smartest, I wasn't the fastest, but I was willing to get up earlier, stay up later, work harder, stay longer. See, what they don't tell you is that success is lonely. You're going to have nights where no one believes in you but you. You're going to have days where you question if you even believe in yourself. But those are the moments that make you. There was a time I heard no more than I heard my own name. Doors slammed in my face. Phones hung up. Applications rejected. They told me I wasn't good enough, not ready, not what they were looking for. You ever been there? You ever felt like every step forward pushes you 2 steps back? But let me tell you something. Every no I heard, it sharpened me, it strengthened me, it fueled me. Because when you're down, when you're tired, when you feel like giving up, that's when the great ones are made. That's when you dig deep. That's when you push past pain. That's when you tell yourself, I didn't come this far just to stop now. And when the breakthrough comes, and it will come, you won't need to say a word. Your success will do the talking. You see, the loudest response to doubt is results. Success is silent. It doesn't argue. It doesn't explain itself. It just is. And when you get there, you'll look back at everyone who said you couldn't, but not with anger, not with pride, not with bitterness, with gratitude. Because if they hadn't doubted you, if they hadn't tested you, you wouldn't have become who you are. But this isn't just about you. No. When you rise, you don't rise alone. You turn around, you reach back, and you pull somebody else up. Because success isn't just about proving them wrong. It's about proving to the next generation that they can do it too. It's about leaving footprints behind so somebody else knows which way to go. So, if they doubt you, if they count you out, if they laugh at your dreams, good. Let them. Because one day, they're going to watch you rise. And all you'll have to say is, I told you. Doubt is a powerful thing. It can be the weight that holds you down, or it can be the fire that pushes you forward. It all depends on what you do with it. When people doubt you, they aren't just questioning your abilities, they're questioning your worth. They're telling you, you're not good enough. You don't belong here. You don't have what it takes. And if you're not careful, you might start believing them. That's how doubt works. It sneaks in, settles in your mind, and whispers all the reasons you should quit. It reminds you of your past failures. It magnifies your weaknesses. It makes you second guess every step you take. And the more you listen to it, the louder it gets. But let me tell you something. Doubt is only as strong as the power you give it. It can break you, or it can build you. Because when someone tells you you can't, you've got 2 choices. You can accept it, or you can turn it into fuel. Some of the greatest successes in history were born from doubt. People who were laughed at, rejected, told they weren't good enough. But instead of letting doubt stop them, they let it sharpen them. They let it drive them. They took every insult, every rejection, every failure, and they turned it into motivation. Doubt, when used right, is a gift. It keeps you hungry. It keeps you working. It forces you to be better. Because the truth is, success isn't built on comfort. It's built on resistance. It's built on struggle. The more people push against you, the stronger you become. Think about it. Nobody doubts someone who isn't trying to do something great. Nobody questions someone who stays in their comfort zone. If people are doubting you, that means you're aiming for something bigger than what they can see. It means you're stepping outside the lines, reaching beyond what they believe is possible. And that scares people, because when you rise, you remind them of everything they could have been, but chose not to be. When you chase your dreams, you expose their fears. When you refuse to quit, you show them what's possible, if only they had the courage to try. So don't run from doubt. Don't fear it. Use it. Take every you can't and turn it into watch me. Take every closed door and build your own path. Let doubt be the reason you wake up earlier, train harder, push further. Let it be the reason you succeed. Because one day, the same people who doubted you will be the ones telling your story. When people doubt you, when they tell you that you can't, you have a choice to make. You can let their words define you, or you can let them fuel you. You can shrink, accept their judgment, and live within the limits they set for you. Or you can stand up, push forward, and prove, not to them, but to yourself, that you are capable of more than they could ever imagine. Proving them wrong isn't about anger. It isn't about revenge. It's about setting a standard for yourself that nobody else can dictate. Because at the end of the day, it's not about them. It's about you. It's about what you believe, what you're willing to fight for, how far you're willing to go. There will always be people who doubt you. Some will do it out of jealousy, some out of fear, some simply because they can't see beyond their own limitations. But their doubt doesn't have to be your reality. You don't have to live inside their small-minded expectations. You don't have to play by their rules. Every time someone says you're not good enough, you have an opportunity to either believe them or prove them wrong. And proving them wrong isn't just about showing them you can succeed. It's about proving to yourself that you have the discipline, the heart, and the resilience to rise above. It's about proving to yourself that you can take the criticism, the failures, the rejections, and still keep going. See, real success isn't about words. It's about action. It's about getting up earlier than everyone else, staying later, working harder, being relentless in your pursuit of greatness. It's about making sacrifices, embracing the struggle, and refusing to quit when things get tough. Because here's the truth. Success doesn't argue. Success doesn't explain itself. Success simply shows up and silences the doubters. And when you finally make it, when you stand on that stage, when you sign that contract, when you walk through the doors they swore you'd never enter, you won't need to say a word. Because the same people who doubted you, who told you it was impossible, who laughed at your dreams, will have no choice but to watch you succeed. But this isn't just about proving them wrong. It's about proving to yourself that you were right to believe, that you were right to keep going, that every sacrifice, every setback, every moment of doubt was worth it. And when that moment comes, it won't be about them at all. It'll be about you and the undeniable proof that you were always more than they ever gave you credit for. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is a part of success. Every great person, every champion, every legend has failed many times. The difference between those who make it and those who don't isn't talent, luck, or opportunity. It's resilience. It's the ability to get knocked down and still get back up again and again, no matter how many times it happens. Failure is a test. It's life asking you, how bad do you really want it? Because if your dream is weak, failure will break you. It will convince you to stop, to settle, to walk away. But if your dream is strong, if your purpose is real, failure will only make you hungrier. It will sharpen you, harden you, push you to dig deeper than you ever thought possible. The truth is, most people don't fail because they lack ability. They fail because they quit too soon. They let the first rejection, the first setback, the first disappointment convince them that it's not meant to be. But what they don't realize is that failure is necessary. It's the pressure that turns coal into diamonds. It's the fire that refines gold. Without failure, there is no growth, no learning, no breakthrough. Think about it. Every no you hear is just another step toward your yes. Every loss is a lesson. Every time you fall, you gain experience. And if you keep getting up, keep adjusting, keep pushing forward, you will get stronger. You will get better. Because resilience is a muscle, and every failure is a workout. The most dangerous person in the world isn't the one who's never failed. It's the one who has failed over and over and refused to quit. Because that person has nothing to fear anymore. They've been through the fire. They've been counted out. They've hit rock bottom, and they kept going. They know that no setback, no rejection, no failure can stop them. No. And when they finally succeed, it won't be in spite of their failures. It will be because of them. Because every failure they faced, every challenge they overcame, every moment of doubt they endured prepared them for that success. So if you fail, don't get discouraged. Don't walk away. Get back up. Learn from it. Grow from it. And remind yourself that every failure is just proof that you're in the game, that you're trying, that you're on the path to something greater. Because as long as you refuse to quit, you haven't failed at all. You're just getting ready for the moment when everything changes. Talent is a gift, but discipline is a choice. Hard work is a choice. And those choices determine who rises and who stays stuck. Everybody wants success, but not everybody is willing to do what it takes. Not everybody is willing to wake up early, stay up late, sacrifice comfort, and push through pain. That's what separates the great from the average. Not luck, not talent, work. The world will always have people with natural ability, but talent without discipline is wasted potential. You can be gifted, you can have all the raw talent in the world, but if you don't have the discipline to develop it, it means nothing. Discipline is what gets you up when you don't feel like it. It's what keeps you going when the motivation fades, when the excitement dies down, when nobody's watching. It's easy to work hard when people are cheering for you, but real discipline is what you do in the dark when nobody sees, when there's no applause. Most people want success to come easy. They want the rewards without the grind. But there is no shortcut. There is no easy way. The great ones, the real champions, are the ones who show up every single day, no matter how they feel, no matter how hard it gets. They don't wait for inspiration. They become their own inspiration. They don't wait to be told what to do. They do it because they know success doesn't wait for anybody. Hard work is the price you pay to sit at the table of success. It's the rent that's due every single day. And you can't pay it once and think you're done. You have to keep working, keep pushing, keep grinding. Because the moment you get comfortable, the moment you think you've made it, somebody else, somebody hungrier, somebody more disciplined, is coming for that spot. The truth is, discipline isn't about feeling like doing the work. It's about doing it anyway. It's about running when you're tired, studying when you'd rather sleep, practicing when nobody else is around. It's about making sacrifices most people aren't willing to make so you can live a life most people will never have. So when people ask, what's the secret? There is no secret. It's the work. It's the discipline. It's the grind. It's waking up every day and making the choice to give your all, whether you feel like it or not. Because in the end, the person willing to work the hardest, to stay the most disciplined, to push the furthest. That's the person who wins. Success doesn't need to announce itself. It doesn't need to argue, defend, or explain. When you truly succeed, your results do the talking for you. Too many people waste time trying to convince others of their potential. They want validation, they want recognition, they want the doubters to acknowledge them. But real success isn't about proving a point with words, it's about proving it with results. You don't have to tell people you're working. When the time comes, they'll see it. The problem is most people get caught up in the noise. They talk about their plans, they post about their grind, they try to impress people with words instead of action. But success isn't loud. It doesn't beg for attention. It moves in silence. It happens in the early mornings, in the late nights, in the moments when nobody's looking. The ones who truly make it are the ones who don't need to announce every step. They just take the steps. When you're focused on the work, you don't have time for distractions. You don't have time to argue with doubters. You don't have time to respond to negativity. Let them talk. Let them doubt. Let them assume you're not doing enough. Because when the results show up, there will be nothing left to say. The greatest revenge is success itself. Not clapping back, not explaining yourself, just winning. Because there is nothing more powerful than undeniable proof. You don't need to convince them. You need to become the proof. When your moment comes, the same people who doubted you, who overlooked you, who counted you out, will be forced to acknowledge what they never saw coming. And when they do, you won't need to say, "I told you so." Because success is silent, but the impact is loud. So stop talking about it. Stop trying to prove yourself with words. Put your head down and work. Let your results speak so loudly that there's nothing left to discuss. Because when success arrives, it doesn't need an introduction. It doesn't need a speech. It doesn't need approval. It just is. Before anyone else believes in you, you have to believe in you. That's where it all starts. Not with approval, not with validation, not with someone else telling you that you're good enough, but with you deciding that you are. The world will test you. It will throw obstacles in your way. It will give you reasons to doubt yourself, to question whether you have what it takes. People will tell you that your dreams are impossible, that you're reaching too high, that you should be more realistic. But none of that matters if you have faith, real, unshakable belief in yourself. Because when you believe in yourself, nothing can stop you. Faith isn't about knowing exactly how things will work out. It's about trusting that they will. It's about moving forward even when the path isn't clear, even when the odds are stacked against you. Because if you wait for certainty, if you wait for everything to be perfect, you'll never start. And people love to put limits on others. They project their fears, their insecurities, their failures onto you. But their limits are not your limits. Just because they couldn't do it doesn't mean you can't. Just because they don't believe doesn't mean you shouldn't. If you let their doubt define you, you'll spend your whole life playing small. And playing small never changed anything. The truth is, belief is a choice. Every single day, you have to choose to believe in yourself, even when nobody else does, even when you fail, even when it gets hard, even when you feel like giving up. Because belief isn't about confidence when things are easy. It's about faith when things are tough. There will be moments when you feel alone in your journey, when the road ahead seems too long, too difficult. But those are the moments that shape you. Those are the moments that separate the ones who succeed from the ones who quit. Because the ones who make it aren't necessarily the smartest, the fastest, or the most talented. They're the ones who refuse to stop believing. So bet on yourself. Trust yourself. Walk with the confidence that you belong in every room you step into. Carry yourself like the success you are becoming, because the only thing standing between you and everything you dream of is you. And once you believe that, truly believe it, there's nothing that can stop you. There comes a moment when everything changes, a moment when the sacrifices, the struggles, the sleepless nights, the doubt, and the pain all come together to create something undeniable. That moment is called the breakthrough. And it doesn't happen by luck. It doesn't happen by accident. It happens because you refused to quit. Nobody sees the work that comes before the breakthrough. They don't see the years of grinding in the dark, the times you failed, the moments you questioned whether it was even worth it. They don't see the rejection letters, the closed doors, the lonely nights spent chasing a dream that felt impossible. But you saw it. You lived it. And despite everything, you kept going. The breakthrough isn't just about success. It's about transformation. It's about stepping into the person you were always meant to be. It's about realizing that every challenge, every setback, every failure wasn't blocking you. It was building you. It was shaping you into the kind of person who could handle success, who could sustain it, who deserved it. Because success isn't given, it's earned. And you earned it. Most people never reach their breakthrough because they quit too soon. They let failure convince them that it wasn't meant to be. They walk away right before the moment where everything was about to shift. But the ones who make it, the ones who rise, who break through every barrier, are the ones who refuse to stop, no matter how long it takes, no matter how hard it gets. And when that moment comes, when you finally step into the success you've worked for, something shifts inside you. It's not just about proving others wrong anymore. It's about proving yourself right. It's about knowing deep in your soul that you belonged here all along. That every battle, every tear, every moment of doubt was leading to this. When you reach that moment, the same people who doubted you will be watching. The same ones who said you couldn't will have to acknowledge that you did. But you won't need to say a word, because success speaks for itself. So if you're struggling, if you feel like you're at your breaking point, remember this: your breakthrough is coming, but only if you refuse to quit. Only if you keep pushing, keep believing, keep showing up. Because the difference between the ones who make it and the ones who don't is simple. One gave up and the other refused. Be the one who refuses, because when your moment comes, everything will have been worth it. Success isn't just about what you achieve for yourself. It's about what you do for others. It's about reaching back, lifting people up, and making sure that the path you walked becomes a little easier for the next person. Because real success isn't selfish. It doesn't just climb to the top and forget where it came from. It builds bridges. It opens doors. It creates opportunity. When you finally make it, when you achieve what they said you couldn't, it's not enough to sit back and enjoy the rewards. You have a responsibility to help someone else, to show them that it's possible, to remind them that just because the journey is hard doesn't mean it's not worth it. Because someone out there is struggling right now the same way you once did. And they need to see someone who looks like them, who came from where they came from, who faced the same obstacles and overcame them. Too many people get success and forget. They forget the sacrifices, the rejections, the struggles. But the ones who make a real impact, the ones who leave a legacy, are the ones who remember. The ones who use their success as a platform to bring others up. Because what good is success if you're the only one eating? What good is making it to the top if you never help someone else climb? There will always be someone younger, hungrier. Someone who just needs a little guidance, a little encouragement, a little proof that it can be done. Maybe it's advice, maybe it's mentorship, maybe it's just telling someone, I believe in you. Because sometimes that's all it takes. You didn't get here alone. Somewhere along the way, someone helped you. Maybe it was a mentor, a teacher, a coach, a family member. Someone saw something in you. Someone gave you a chance. Someone pushed you when you wanted to quit. Now it's your turn to be that person for somebody else. Because success isn't about how much you have, it's about how much you give. It's about leaving things better than you found them. It's about making sure that when your name is spoken, it's not just attached to achievements, but to impact. So when you win, don't just celebrate, give back. When you reach the top, send the elevator back down. Because the greatest measure of success isn't what you accomplish for yourself, it's how many lives you change along the way.